What's up, Colliders? Welcome back to another episode here of Worlds Collide. That's Miss Diva Talks.
What's up, y'all?
It's me, Kid JW. We're back again with another video. Undercover CEO went to a place, figure out some stuff. Y'all gonna figure it out.
It's almost like an episode of Undercover Boss.
Yeah, so we're gonna figure it out because the title threw me off. So we gonna see what it is. All right, so let's check it out, y'all, shall we?
Golden Brew wasn't just a successful CEO. He was a man with a mission. Lewis built his business on core values: equality, excellent service, and opportunity for everyone. He wanted every customer to feel welcome and every employee to treat people with respect, no matter who they were. Despite his towering success, Lewis never lost touch with the everyday experiences of his customers. He often wondered, were his employees living up to the company's values? To find out, he made an unannounced visit to one of Golden Brew's busiest city branches. But this wasn't just any visit. Lewis went undercover, trading his sleek suits for a simple hoodie and jeans. To anyone watching, he looked like just another customer. The moment he stepped inside, the store was buzzing. The smell of fresh coffee filled the air as customers chatted and baristas rushed to fill orders. Lewis smiled, excited to see his employees in action. But something quickly caught his attention: a blonde employee standing behind the counter. She wasn't rushing or helping customers. Instead, she was leaning on the counter, scrolling through her phone as a line of customers waited impatiently. Lewis stepped forward, his warm smile aimed at the employee. "Excuse me," he said politely. "Could I get some help, please?" The employee, whose name tag read Karen, barely glanced up from her phone.
Oh, of course her name is Karen. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Not all Karens are bad. I've actually dealt with a Karen. She was nice.
What I'm saying is that was the perfect name to give these crazy bitches when they start acting out of character.
We're gonna need a better name.
What?
We're gonna need a better name.
Nah.
Trumpers.
With an exaggerated sigh, she rolled her eyes and muttered, "I'm busy. Go wait like everyone else."
Oh.
Lewis blinked, momentarily stunned by her rudeness. He stepped back into the line, observing as Karen casually put her phone away and began helping customers. However, Lewis quickly noticed a troubling pattern. Karen smiled and greeted white customers with warmth, taking their orders quickly and chatting pleasantly. But when customers of color approached, her attitude shifted. She became cold, dismissive, and rushed them along without so much as a smile. The tension in the room grew as Lewis waited patiently. When it was finally his turn again, he approached the counter, determined to see if her behavior was a mistake. "Hi," he said with his usual friendly tone. "I'd like a medium latte, please." Karen didn't look up. "We're out of that," she said flatly. Lewis frowned. He had just watched her make the same drink for a customer moments earlier. "Are you sure?" he asked, his voice calm but firm. Karen crossed her arms and gave him a sharp look. "Try another store," she snapped. The room seemed to fall silent, and Lewis felt a mix of disbelief and disappointment. Was this how his employees treated customers?
Fired her ass right on the spot.
Right. I would have sat there right.
Bitch, you fired.
I would have came right there and be like, "Look, hey, it's me." The guy's name was on the check.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. You can step out from behind that booth. You're done.
Yep.
When they thought no one important was watching? Without another word, Lewis nodded and walked out of the store. He had seen enough. The situation wasn't just about poor customer service. It was about something much deeper and more troubling. As he walked back to his car, his mind raced with questions. How many other customers had experienced this? How many had walked away feeling disrespected and unwelcome? Lewis knew one thing for certain. This wasn't the end of the story. It was just the beginning. Lewis walked out of the store that day without saying a word about who he really was, but inside, he was deeply troubled. This wasn't just about bad service. It was about blatant discrimination, something he had worked hard to keep out of his company. Back at Golden Brew's headquarters, Lewis wasted no time diving into the matter. He pulled up customer feedback and employee reports from the city branch he had visited. What he found only added to his frustration. Complaints about rude service and unfair treatment kept popping up, many of them mentioning a blonde employee. Some customers even suggested they felt unwelcome because of their race. It didn't take long to connect the dots. Karen had a history of this behavior. Lewis also discovered that Jessica, the store manager, hadn't filed any official reports. Determined to get to the bottom of it, he invited Jessica to a private meeting. At first, Jessica...
You know how bad. You know how bad you had to screw up for the CEO to bring you to a crowd. At that point, I'm not going. I'm just quitting. I'm not. No, I'm not going. No, I'm not going.
Well, she's so damn busy. She probably thinks she's about to be congratulated over some shit.
No, CEO sent me a meeting. I'm nope.
Exactly.
I'm good. I'm good.
seemed hesitant. She admitted she had noticed Karen's behavior but hadn't said anything. Karen's popular with some of the staff, she explained nervously. If I called her out, I was worried it'd cause tension. I didn't want to make things worse. Lewis listened carefully, his expression calm but serious. He assured Jessica that creating a fair and welcoming workplace was more important than avoiding conflict. He thanked her for her honesty but made it clear that allowing such behavior to continue wasn't acceptable. With Jessica's cooperation, Lewis started planning his next move. 1 week later, Lewis returned to the same Golden Brew branch, but this time, he wasn't in casual clothes. Dressed sharply in a tailored suit, he walked in with a small team of executives. The sight of them caused the store to fall silent. Customers paused mid-sip, and employees whispered nervously among themselves. Karen?
I'll be there. Employer be like, somebody getting fired.
Yep.
I'll be there.
The star here, oh, somebody is getting fired. So was that me?
Right. Don't let me go there. You just came in late and you're like, ooh.
Exactly. Oh, that's the worst.
Ooh, because you know how you walk in late and it's corporates there, and you walk in like,
Yep.
and they always want to talk. Hi, how's it going? Good,
Not so good.
good. I love it here.
Oblivious to what was about to happen, was chatting with another employee when Lewis called for a staff meeting. Can I have everyone's attention, please? He said, his voice steady but commanding. The staff gathered in the seating area, their faces a mix of curiosity and worry. Karen leaned against the counter, still scrolling on her phone, until she realized who was speaking. Her eyes widened, and she quickly tucked her phone into her pocket.
I bet
My name is Lewis Thompson, he began, his tone firm. I'm the CEO of Golden Brew. Gasps filled the room as Karen froze, her face turning pale. Lewis scanned the room, his gaze finally landing on her. Last week, I visited this store undercover. I wanted to see how customers were treated. He locked eyes with Karen. What I experienced was unacceptable. I was ignored, dismissed, and lied to. And from the complaints I've reviewed, I'm not the only one. Karen stammered. I didn't know it was you. Lewis raised a hand to silence her. It doesn't matter who I am. Every customer deserves respect, not just the ones you think are important. The room was tense, and Karen's usual confidence had vanished. She muttered weak excuses, but it was clear they wouldn't help her now. Lewis finished with a message to the entire team. Golden Brew was built on the idea that everyone is welcome. This behavior has no place here, and it will not be tolerated. As Karen sat in stunned silence, Lewis prepared to deliver the justice she had coming. This was more than a lesson for Karen. It was a statement to everyone about what his company stood for. Lewis stood at the front of the room, looking at his employees with a firm yet calm expression. Let me make one thing clear, he said, his voice steady. Racism and poor service have no place at Golden Brew. Our mission is to create a welcoming environment for everyone, and that mission will not be compromised. The room was silent, all eyes on Lewis. Then, he turned his attention to Karen, who was nervously fidgeting with her name tag. Karen, your behavior last week and the complaints I've reviewed show a clear pattern of disrespect and discrimination. That is unacceptable, and I cannot allow it to continue. Karen's face turned pale. Wait, she stammered. I can change. It won't happen again, I swear. But Lewis shook his head. I gave you the chance to do the right thing with every customer you've served. You chose not to. Effective immediately, you're no longer employed at Golden Brew. Karen gasped, looking around for support, but none of her coworkers spoke up.
Hell no, CEO
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Hell no. Like I said, you know how CEO fired you. Management can't. Nigga, that's above HR. You done.
Yep.
Ain't nobody gonna stay. Mm-mm. I'm already on strike 3. I'm strike.
But he did it very classy though.
He did.
He did. Because that day her ass would have been fired.
Oh yeah, if it was me, she would have been fired right there on the spot. But them employees though, they just go to a random staff meeting for the person who walks in and says, "Hey, staff meeting."
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta have some. You gotta own the room when you walk in. Because how many people it's gonna automatically just have a staff meeting? They don't know the person. Have a staff meeting? Yeah, sure. All right. Who's this? I don't know.
Lewis continued, addressing Jessica, the store manager. Jessica, I understand the challenges you've faced, but as a leader, it's your responsibility to ensure this workplace reflects our values. I'm giving you the tools to succeed. Jessica nodded, relief and determination in her eyes. Lewis explained that she would receive additional training on team management and leadership, along with company-wide support to ensure the store became a positive space for everyone. He then announced a sweeping change across all Golden Brew locations. Starting today, we're implementing mandatory diversity and inclusion training for every employee. These sessions will focus on treating every customer with respect and ensuring that Golden Brew remains a space where everyone feels welcome. We will not wait for problems to arise. We will address them proactively. Word of the incident quickly spread, thanks to a few customers who had witnessed the confrontation and shared the story online. Social media exploded with posts applauding Lewis for taking swift and decisive action against discrimination. Comments flooded in from people who admired his leadership and praised Golden Brew for standing up for its values. The changes Lewis implemented began to make a difference almost immediately. Customers noticed the improved atmosphere at the coffee shop, and many expressed their gratitude to the staff. The local community, once wary of the branch, began returning in greater numbers, and business flourished. For Lewis, the experience was a reminder of why he had started Golden Brew in the first place: to create a business that not only served great coffee but also stood for something greater. He reflected on the importance of leadership and how one decision could shape the culture of an entire company. One afternoon, as he visited another store, Lewis noticed a young black barista working diligently behind the counter. The barista looked up, eyes wide with recognition. "You're Mr. Thompson," he said excitedly. "You're the reason I wanted to work here." Lewis smiled, touched by the young man's words. He spent
Sales
the
are open
afternoon
now.
mentoring the barista, sharing advice on leadership and success. As they talked, Lewis felt a deep sense of pride, not just in the company he had built, but in the example he had set. He knew that real change came from action, and he was committed to inspiring others to do the same. Golden Brew wasn't just a coffee shop. It was a symbol of inclusivity, equality, and the power of doing what's right, and that, Lewis thought, was the most important achievement of all.
Her ass still would have been fired.
Oh yeah, most definitely. She would have. She would have definitely been fired from like John, because you ain't about to disrespect me. I sign your check. But at that though, I understand. I like how he did it though. He sat there, watched her screw up, and then went back and put all the guest surveys. Because if you would just fired on the spot, there was no proof.
True.
So, Mr. Lewis,
He handled that very
he
classy.
handled that excellently.
Is that a word?
It is now. But yeah, you want to take us on out of here?
As always, Colliders, if you enjoyed this reaction, go ahead and hit the like button, share with someone you think would like it as well. If you want to check out this YouTuber's YouTube channel or this video for yourself, the links will be in the description below, along with you can follow me and the official JW on our own YouTube platforms. Anything else?
Nah.
Bye, y'all.
Later.